Is this one of the rarest matchups we see when you consider how popular these two civs are? I think so. One and all. This could be a really fun one. We've got Knights Templar up against the Byzantines. Yeah, we very, very rarely see this. So we just had game number 1. Anatan is off to an early lead here. Dry Arabia to see if Kilyadi can nibble back. Now, his Knights Templar is a bit crazy. And this is a bit of a crazy matchup. In fact, I just got flashbacks to the B Kilyadi game on Highview. It's going to be just like that. Byzantines are actually one of the most susceptible civs to outpost rushes. And Knights Templar, believe it or not, are actually secretly very good at outpost rushing. Kilyadi is about to show you how. I think we are a minute or two away from live, so he's a 2x for the Spearman running cross. The reason why Knights Templar are so good at outpost rushing and spear rushing is because of the value on wood. They get food from gathering wood, and that also sets them up for the outpost, but also the cost of the spearman. There's a lot of value in this type of play. He is going to start on the gold, but the end target is going to be the berries, which is crazy because it's a stone berry spawn. Nicely done. Anno does get what he needs for the tech up. The Grand Warrior starts to be built, but if he pulls a villager right now, yep, Kilyadi's on the way. Probably could have been a little bit earlier about this. Would have gave him a better pressure point. One big problem, by the way. Do you guys see why Anatan can't defend this? There's a very big detail that will prevent him from holding this. What is up, Red Brooder? Thank you much for the Prime sub. Smart lad. Doesn't like ads. Likes to support the channel. That's a good way of doing it. Thank you very much. Did you guys spot why you can't defend this? The Akratoy would have to be activated before you even start running over. The Sistine is so far away because he prived the gold. So this is a one Sistine boy. There will be no additional Sistines due to the stone block. There will be no mercenaries due to the berry block. Rough stuff for Anatan. He does at least see the outpost. He runs back into the base. But he knows there's no play with villagers here that makes sense. Upsides, at least, it's not your gold. And the reason that's important is it means that as the Byzantines, you can counter this play by going into a Kera Siphon. It's going to be expensive. We'll kind of sideline you a little bit. But unless Kilyadi wants to double down to protect, it's going to be hard to kind of hold against Kera Siphons. The reason is that the Kera Siphon doesn't have to get too close to the tower. It can burn from here. So the Spearmen can't just jump out like they would against a ram and stab it. It's much harder. Alright, tech up's about ready for Kilyadi. Are we just doing standard France or are we going Antioch? Ah, boo! Okay, hear me out. Antioch kind of cool because your opponent doesn't have access to longbow jab. Probably doesn't feel cool because, like, technically you've built racks, so your opponent's inclined towards archery. I like this from Anno, though. He's going to start shoving in the deer. Makes sense. Normally in a Byzantine build, this would be bad because you want berries. But right now, you can't have berries. Right now, they are forbidden. And this is the reason why KT are secretly very good at outpost rushes. They have to walk all the way out, but they don't have to walk all the way back. They can keep the villager here. That does offer up additional plays like additional outposts or proxy raxers. And although you'll probably eventually have to pull that villager home, the point is in the meantime, when you have very little villager count, you're not idling out a notable percent. Like right now, walking this villager back, that would be 5% of your economy not working. It also means that you can basically wait until you've got wheelbarrow to walk her home. So we do already have pilgrims coming out. Makes sense because Anatan doesn't have mobility. Keep the villager there to chop in the middle of the tree line. Are we setting up outposts again? The good old days? Sorry, the bad old days? The cursed old days? God, I still remember when that was the strategy for like Mongols. They come over, they chop into your tree line quickly and build an outpost right here. This, actually one of the most toxic opening strategies I can think about. Not quite at Mongol TC rush levels, but really not that far away. So what was the predictions like? 66% for Anno. Okay, who wants to refund their prediction now, though? The start does look pretty cursed. Anno's gone for super early olive groves here. Okay, so Anatan's strat is a bit weird now. He's got Limitane, his opponent's already gone archers. So normally you'd be thinking like, oh yeah, I'll go archer Limitane, but your opponent's already going to be a lot more diverse. Horseman would have made sense with archers against what your opponent has. Horseman's spear might be a little bit weirder. The reason why Horseman's spear is a bit weirder is your spearmen aren't about DPS, they're about damage absorption, which your horsemen are already going to do against archers anyway. It feels really odd with Byzantines to do horseman spear, because the logic is you are countering the same things in a way, if that makes sense. The Limitane already mitigate a lot of damage, as will the horsemen. And also, because you tend to have shield wall up, your DPS is lower, which means Chevalier Confrère will do better. Cagliari will be dominating and then have a feels bad man loss. Whoa! 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 He wins games. Sometimes. Let's not do the light die. It is a pretty hard position Anno's in. Like, you're playing Byzantines literally with no upside of Byzantines. You don't have your olive oil. You don't have your system buffs. You've only got level 1. This doesn't really feel like a Byzantine game right now. Cagliari just making sure Anatan is not sleeping at the wheel here. Oh, Cagliari actually has a really good spawn. We didn't get around to talking about that because of the wacky opening, but Deer Boar on the east side. And he's gathering stone. Okay, so a gradual 2 TC here for Cagliari. Ironically, the stone opening that you'd usually see from Byzantines. Looks like Anno is trying to intercept some pilgrims. Timing is going to be unfortunate for him, though. He is seen. Oh, no, and he doesn't know. Cagliari's inviting him in to give him no escape. Whole army's now redirecting over to here. Expensive losses. Now, this is an opening. If Anno realizes what's happened here, there's a way that he can rush the tower. Unfortunately, the units that could rush the tower are the ones now being encircled. Perhaps he wants to upgrade the tower? He already has. It's way too much stone. So this is a very slow 2 TC by the looks of it. Either that or Cagliari really wants to end the game with a fortress drop in the enemy base. But I don't like to be too presumptive. Nice spot. Nice reveal. So practically all Limitani here are going to die. Hasn't really been able to stop the pilgriming at all. And this feels really bad what's happening now. Anatan's building archers against KT archers is not great. Because Knights Templar are an archer superior civ. They don't have better archers, but they have more. Always. There is an argument that Anatan can surge produce, but that can be balanced out by Knights Templar just having so much more wood. It's kind of crazy how many villages he put onto the wood, though. Was it 24? Yeah, 26 to 13 villages on wood. But, like, it's kind of funny that Cagliari's only 350 behind. It's not a double up in the economy. There's an interesting dynamic here. Like, this is why I was excited for this matchup, because for Byzantines, it's all about gathering food to get olive oil. So food, 20% more than the olive oil, or even more, depending on the food source and Grand Winery. For Knights Templar, it's gather wood and get more resource, get food. So both of these civs have a very intriguing kind of overlap target to certain resource decks. And that's why this tower right here was so impactful. So, looks like Cagliari has stopped gathering the stone, did upgrade. It turns out in the end, it was just an overgather. Do you remember KT bonus on archers? Their bonuses are economy. If you get food from gathering wood, and you don't have to build lumber camps, and you don't have to wheelbarrow or anything like that, because you just stand there, you have a superior income of work, which means you are a superior archer civ. If you have to point to the unit that Knights Templar are best at building in Feudal Age, this is it. This is the easiest unit to block. You can see it in the count right now. Wheelbarrow only now coming in, by the way. Anatan definitely starting to feel the inefficiency here. Pressure is going to be coming in. Kiliadi doesn't have the undermesh yet. May want to slow down a bit. Also, no ram. Chevalier count is getting a bit worrisome, though. Anno has barely any Limitane to deal with them. Mass Archers isn't terrible, considering that the heavy cav of Chevalier have less armor than standard heavy cav. But when you think about the size of the lines, like 10 to 15 Chevalier is more than enough to just line formation, charge into all the archers. So for that reason, Antan's going to want to play very hunkered here. It feels like he's trending towards a castle-type build now. So hiding the base is good because it means the Chevalier will be less impactful. Is it a little bit awkward for the A-clicks in the battle because you're going to have to make sure you're targeting archers on the back. And unless you have two different control groups, that means you're very likely to overkill the enemy archers because you're trying to avoid A-clicks that would hit the Chevalier. Which merc should Anno go? None. What's the point? We do have him trying to sneak onto the berries in the back. Reminder that we are 13 minutes into the game, and Anatan still doesn't have enough olive oil for a single merc pull. He only just got enough. Yeah, this is pretty gruesome. Yo, what is up, White Walker? That isn't gruesome, though. Thank you very much. No, you the man. Appreciate the support. Triple rams, man. It's time. Whew, this is going to be difficult for Anatan. He does not have an answer to Chevalier. No, he's trying to go castle, and the timing could not be much worse for him. Goldenhorn Town now being primed. He has at least got up to level 3 assistance, so in theory, he can rush Dialecticus into Archer. In fact, why did Kiliadi come from this angle instead of the back? He's going to approach on the Grand Miner anyway. Kiliadi. He's posturing. He's not rushing, though. He might feel an urgency, too, the moment he hears the tech up. Because Anatan has what he needs for veterancy. In fact, this many archers as you're seeing is actually not bad at dealing with rams. Okay, tech complete. Kiliadi, I think he just realized he's been rolling this a little bit too slowly. Archer's now with the dive in. He needs value. Veterancy. Being rushed just 15 seconds away. He needs to mop this army up now. Chevalier in. Start a step back by Anatan, trying to minimize any losses. Western contract coming in behind this. He's going to vacate the tree line. Make his way through the back of the base. Veterancy is about to hit. Is there going to be enough, though? A risk of overkill here. Actually, not enough to one-hit Chevalier. In fact, he may have just pinned himself in the corner here. Yeah, there's no archers left. This has failed. Anatan. No leg to stand on here. And this is suspicious right now. Kiliadi, he doesn't know where the villages are, but if he just looks a tiny bit north. No way. Is he really getting away with this? Chevalier going to clean up the last of the vet archers. He comes back into the main base. He doesn't know. No way. No way does he get away with this. Kiliadi, there should be an inkling of suspicion right now. Where did those villagers go? But then we have to remember, Kiliadi, he is an old man. Memory loss is the realistic cause from age. Doesn't even remember that villagers left the base through the north. Oh my god. I mean, no military to speak of, but economically, they're even. The guys, it's fine. He has a cataphract coming. Cataphracts always win. Ready? Steady. Here we go. Look at that guy. Look at him. Shining knight of the Byzantine Empire. Who? Wait, come back. You're meant to defend us. Where are you go? I think he's defecting. Okay, this has to be over now. Anatan has got more caddis coming. But surely the villagers get seen this time. Oh my god, it's just so much idle time. Okay, this actually could be good. He garrisons inside the outpost if Kiliadi just camps here instead. I feel like he has to know though, because with these dives, the maths doesn't add up. Where are the villagers? Every time Kiliadi goes in, that has to be the primary thought. Is like, where did they go? They have to be gathering somewhere. Lombo is now pumping out, but no veterancy for them. We've got 20 villagers running around like a lost child at the mall. Shh. Can the owners of 20 Byzantine peasants please come to booth 5? Shh. And he's been found. That's it. Mom and Dad came to pick you up. No more mischief in the mall for these little Byzantine villagers.